Chelsea Football Club within a year have spent £731 million on a first team that is currently in 11th place. But the reality is we need to step back and look at Winstanley's work. Would you have re-signed those players again if you had the opportunity? In today's video, we're going to break it down. We're going to look at Enzo, Caicedo, Ogochukwu, Lavia, Nkunku, and all the other remaining players. We're going to look at their transfer values, and I'm going to ask you a question. And as you go along with today's video, just answer it either in the comments below or to yourself. I'll do it again, geez, or you know what? Let's undo the thing. Because the reality is, there are so many polarizing opinions on each one of the players that we have signed that the negativity is starting to outshine the positivity. And people are starting to convince themselves that half the squad is not good enough for even top 4. I disagree with you. Today, we're going to break it down. We're going to look back retrospectively in a year or what has Paul Winstanley achieved. But before we get started, you made it this far, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you tell your friends about it. Let's get on with it. We're going to go in chronological order regarding the highest transfer fees all the way down, because I think it's important and imperative we talk about the big moves first, because that's the ones that most people are interested in. Number one, Enzo Fernandez, 121 million euros on transfer deadline day. Would I repeat it? Without a doubt, I would. Enzo Fernandez is a potential generational midfielder. This is a player that could become one of the best in his position if treated correctly, if developed and used in the right position. This player has got a great passing range, and for me, throughout his 1 year stint at Chelsea, he's been a beacon of light. He's been the hope that I've had that, you know what, we could be back to a place where we can start looking at ourselves respectably and just not be embarrassed. Player number two, Moises Caicedo. I think 116 million euros for Moises Caicedo, whilst a little bit extravagant, whilst a little bit overvalued, just like Enzo, the player has not let us down at all. I think ever since that first debut where he had no preseason against West Ham, he has come in, hit the ground running, and has been a positive beacon of light. Once again, he has been a player that has been a victim of the system that he has been utilized in. And 116 million, I promise you, I would have no problem repeating that kind of business for Chelsea Football Club. Those two for me are definite. I would do it again. Don't care about it. The next one's a little bit controversial because Mikhailo Mudri is a fan favorite for certain people, but some people cannot stand him. Very polarizing character. A lot of people are going to say, Alex, how do you feel about it? Well, 70 million euros allocated up front with potential to go up to 90 million euros is a lot of money. For me, if I had the opportunity, I'm undoing this move quicker than the speed of light. Whilst I think there is some talent in the kid, whilst I think he can develop and become a tremendous player, spending 70 million on a project that isn't ready to contribute now or might not be ready to contribute in the next 12 months is wild to me. It's a poor utilization of resources. If you added 20 more million, you most probably would have got Rafael Leão, and then you all of a sudden have a generational left winger, somebody that could actually take you to the next level. For me, whilst I think Mudryk has got a lot of good attributes, he has got an awful lot of work to do, and for me, it's a pass, a hard pass. The next two players are Romeo Lavia and Christopher Nkunku. We're going to start with Lavia and Nkunku together because I think both players fit in the same box. I think Lavia for 62 million euros and Nkunku for 60 million euros are no-brainers. I think with Romeo Lavia, you got the perfect cover for Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez in a double pivot. You take either one of them out, Lavia can do both roles to a very good level. He's got a decent passing range to the point where he can just 1 or 2 games make up for the lack of Enzo, but at the same time could be a natural 6 who can just sit there and break up play and disrupt and enable Caicedo to move forward and become a more box-to-box, the way he was at Brighton. Lavia has been frustrating in the terms that he's just been injured. He's played 20 minutes, and a lot of people say, Alex, then why would you sign him? Because I feel what he can bring in the future is so worth it, and he can develop into a tremendous midfielder. I think that 62 million euros is going to come across as a bargain when we eventually look at it at the life of the contract. For me, this is a no-brainer. And then Christopher Nkunku. Whilst he annoys me, whilst his injury records are horrible, once I call him injury prone, the quality is phenomenal. You can really see the difference between him and the rest of our forwards. I think he even embarrasses Cole Palmer in terms of current ability. His ability to score goals where like, wow, you really shouldn't have done that, or you re-engineered that for yourself. Christopher Nkunku for me is a player for 60 million euros is a bargain, and we really got lucky, especially in this current market. Just let's resolve resolve his injury issues. For me now, we're going to talk about Cole Palmer. I think at 47 million euros, it is the cheapest and most effective signing we have made. I think Cole Palmer has hit the ground running. He has come in as a young individual that if he was doing this in Manchester City, they'll be saying Manchester City tax. And they would be saying that this kid at this moment in time is just only performing because of Pep's system. Pep's functionality enables people to put statistical numbers up that they wouldn't recreate anywhere else. Well, this is a Chelsea team that has really struggled to have goal scorers, and Palmer is absolutely smashing. As of the making of this video, and I don't want to age it, he has already got around about 10 league goals and I think 7 assists. This kid is tremendous. He can go on his left foot very well, he can create, can score goals, and he is very strong for his timid body weight. Like, he is absolutely one of the best signings Winstanley has done with Joe Shields. I am very proud of that acquisition. Now I'm going to talk about the two centre-halves that we've purchased, both from Monaco. And this is going to be a move that I think annoys a few people. I think a lot of people are going to say you have an agenda, you don't like the players, or you don't like the player. For me, Benoit Badiashile for 38 million euros is a bargain. Benoit Badiashile has all the attributes to become a great centre-half for Chelsea. He's tall, he's strong, great passing range, he's athletic, he's quick across long distance, quick across short distance, he is good in the air, composed. Yes, his injury problems have started exposing some elements of his game where maybe he's a little bit rattled, but he's young and he's developing. I think he's 22, 23 years old. The right time now for him is to play and develop. I don't want to see him absolutely stagnate on that bench. I want him to learn from Thiago Silva before he goes and then integrate himself into that team where him and Levi Colwill battle it out for that spot. We'll have great depth and it'll be perfect. And I would redo that signing every single day of the week. The one that I wouldn't, and if I could go back, I would undo Axel Disasi. A lot of people are going to say, Alex, what are you talking about? Disasi's our best defender. I don't see it. Disasi is 25, 26 years old. He is a very competent player. I think that is the best way to describe him. But for 45 million euros, I need more than just competence. To be a starter at Chelsea Football Club, I need more than just competence. I think he turns very slowly. I think, yes, whilst he can cover ground quickly in short periods across a big period length, he struggles. I don't think he reads the game particularly well. I think his long passing is good, short passing is horrible. And I'm really surprised that the more difficult things he manages to do with ease, but the simplistic things he struggles with. I don't think he's good in the air. Overall, I think signing a fourth choice centre-half for 45 million euros is a rip-off. It's a waste of money and it was poor allocation of resources. That's my personal opinion. I know it won't be popular. The next three signings we're going to have to talk about are Nicholas Jackson, Noni Madueke, and the one and only Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto is arguably one of the best signings we've made under Winstanley. If anyone tells me he's the best, I'd say you're not wrong, because I wouldn't argue back. The reason being is Malo Gusto's covered for Reece James. Malo Gusto comes in for 30 million euros and has already repaid his money, in my opinion. Because if you try to sell Malo Gusto onto the market now, you're getting around about 40, 50 million pounds. Easy. There's no debate. Clubs will pay that money. A right back that can defend, that can play left back and can also go forward is very rare. Like, he is the Aspi of right backs. He is literally multifaceted, calm, composed, reliable. He is the efficiency that we got him for. Aspi for 7 million back then is Malo Gusto for 30 million euros now, including inflation and all that nonsense, right? So for me, perfect. We're going to do it again. A lot of people would say Nicholas Jackson isn't of the level for Chelsea Football Club, and at 37 million euros, I'd say that's false. I think Jackson has more than shown that he could be a tremendous bench option. He has come in, he's got 9 goals already for Chelsea Football Club, and at this moment in time, he has really developed into a nice little player. Like, for me, he can play left wing, he can play number 9, and I think in some worlds, he can play in the front too, where he's the one that drops deep, picks up the ball and drives at people and then slides in the pass. He's very good at riding the challenge. He is overall a very good acquisition, in my opinion. A lot of people won't agree with that because they'll say he's meant to be the starter. I don't think he is. In an ideal world, looking back retrospectively, we need to go get our Drogba. We need to go get our Diego Costa. For me, what he is, he's a Loic Remy. He's Salomon Kalou. Somebody that can chip in at the left wing, but at the same time play at 9. He'll get you 15 goals, 12 goals across the length of a season. He'll start games here and there, and it'll work perfect. The next player that I'm a little bit hesitant about, and I don't know, this was the one where I'd undo it or I'd do it, has got me a little bit, I don't know. I would say there could be a yellow category, right? Where it's, I don't know. But I'm going to put him into, I'll do it again. Noni Madueke. I think Noni's got tremendous attributes in terms of being able to carry the ball well, his ability to ride a challenge, his ability to get a goal. I think that cannot be underestimated. His ability to have great vision. Noni Madueke, in all, has got everything to be a top player. The only thing that really irritates me about Noni is his refusal to use his right foot. So when you look at him big picture, I think Noni is a player that deserves time. And for 35 million euros, I don't think it's a move that we will regret. It's a move that if we went on the market and tried to sell him again, I think we'd get around 27, 28 right now. We give him a little window where a run of like what Paul Palmer did, 60 million could easily be attainable because he's rare. What he has, you can't teach because he's talented and he's physically imposing. He's intelligent. He's a great footballer. Like, he's a player that you can really tell was one-on-one World Cup, was one of the best ballers on the field. Put him on an 11-a-side pitch, he might struggle. 5-a-side, he'll kill anybody because his ability to just receive the ball in tight areas, turn, move a man inside out, come in and slap it is unreal. I'm really excited to see how he develops. Now we're getting into the final portion, and in this case, I don't think 2 of these players should have been done. Not because they are horrible players, but because I just think they were surplus to requirement. I think Leslie Ogochukwu was the first one, right? Leslie was retained this year, and I don't know what kind of acquisition it was because he's 27 million euros. So he's too expensive to fall in the category of youth prospect with Casadei, Carney Chukwuemeka, Santos. But at the same time, he's not good enough to be at Chelsea at this moment in time. He needs to play. Maurizio Pochettino has kept him around, and at 27 million euros, I just think it's a poor utilization of resources. Could turn out to be a great footballer. He could turn out to be a great number 6 for Chelsea for years to come. This is nothing against, in my opinion, the quality of the player. I think he's a good player. I don't know what he can become, because I haven't seen enough, and I think the value paid for an individual of that magnitude is just not worth it. The next one, Sanchez. I think Sanchez was the biggest waste of money we have done since Winstanley took over. I think in the last 12 months, Sanchez for 29 million euros is blasphemous. Absolutely blasphemous. Like, this is embarrassing level of spending money. He was Brighton's second choice, yet we went and spent crazy volumes of money for this player. We got absolutely humiliated. I think he's competent at collecting crosses. I think he's a good shot stopper. I think he's indecisive with his feet. I think he tries stuff that he ain't comfortable to do, but because he tries it and looks good when it comes off, everyone's like, he can do it, but I don't think he can. I think there are times where he needs to be stronger and more imposing in the box, because when he comes to collect, because of his height, he's superior. However, very indecisive in what he's going to do. For me, definitely undo. And the final one, Petrovic. Petrovic is a player that when we signed him for 14 million euros, I said, what the hell are we doing? Like, what on earth are we doing? We've got Kepa, we've got Sanchez, and we've got him. Who is this Petrovic, and why are we signing him? Why are we spending this much money? Well, that take has aged horribly. That take has been erased from the earth because he has been phenomenal. Like, in comparison to what we got, he is a player that now is Chelsea's #1 in the Premier League, and there's no questions about him. Shot stopping, very good. Collecting crosses, very good. Distribution, just kicks it long. Yeah, he can pass it here and there, but you know what? When the ball comes to him, my man don't care. Get rid of it. Don't get rid of it. I'm not playing around. And for me, that is imperative for a new goalkeeper to come in. Like, he doesn't need to do anything fancy. He just does his job and he's solid and he's a safe pair of hands. That's, for me, the simplest way I can describe it. But the reality is now, we need to be open and honest. Has Winstanley's tenure as Chelsea acquisition of talent been good? I think he has been. He's bust on 4 players. 4 players, I think, where I'll look at it and go, shouldn't have done it. Mudri, Ogochukwu, Sanchez, and Disasi. But at the same time, there have been so many acquisitions that if I had the opportunity to do it again, I'd say spend the money. The problem is after £731 million spent, this team's still missing 2 players, in my opinion, to take us closer to top 3. And then the development of these players needs to be better, and players need to stay fit for us to be able to compete for the league. But these are my views. I want to hear yours. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends and family. This is one that we're going to come back to in a year's time and see how it aged. So it's one of those long-term ones. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.